Yeah. Well, it's to the point where if I can play MOBAs and get better a little bit at a time on each of them by playing different ones, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to check out another one actually, another MOBA.
Indeed.
Strife. Have you heard that one yet?
Hmm.
I what?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm trying to host you guys and it's not letting me. There it is. Okay, I need to shut off my stream Marino and
Mhm.
then restart my Skype because Skype and XSplit hate each other. So let me restart my Skype real fast and then I'll be right back. Okay.
No
Hmm.
problem.
All right.
As you guys wait, we are live. This is Sunday Dose. We'll be with you in one moment. We do have special guest on the show today, GLG Thor from Dawngate and the Dawngate community with Waystone. So, in a few minutes, guys, you'll get to see the pretty golden locks of Thor. He left, so he didn't hear it. So he can't make a like. Wait, what? Yeah.
No, he'll see it in the replay if he loves.
We do have a few people in the chat already. Demon Genius, welcome. Wenteros
Ooh, a person I
and
haven't seen
and
for nice.
Mobley Chaos. I can't even say.
Mobley Kikios. Let me
Yeah,
see. I'll give that a
Chaos.
second.
But welcome to the stream. We're gonna be starting in a few minutes. Thor's gonna get back. He's gonna restart his Skype, and we're gonna get with it. There he be.
Chat, pop
Hey,
out, and remove.
Ooh, he's even got a sexy Dawngate shirt on.
I got a reference to the Downgate shirt today.
I just
Mucho
ordered.
bueno.
I just ordered one of those that you have
Ooh, and
off
you got a Hulk thing
Waystone.
in the background and too. That's
I don't know if
nice.
it's exactly like yours, but I ordered a Waystone shirt.
This one?
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's one of the
Nice.
nylon ones. It's like the not nylon ones, but it's like wicked, like really
Okay.
like silky feeling. Yeah,
Okay.
can't wait till I get it.
Huh.
I'm gonna show it up.
Oh
Yeah, that's
man.
awesome.
Oh man.
I've seen people in the chat I've never seen before. This is exciting.
A whole new world. Yeah.
Drinking out of R2D2's guts, and
I
then singing Aladdin, the whole new world. Yes.
it has
Oh
to
no,
be.
this
It
guy.
has to be.
His fandom looks like it's all over the place, and it's awesome. I am forgetting how to Twitch this morning. This is terrible.
Yeah, yeah. Threw out of Twitter. You guys rock it out. Well, no, I think I just retweeted. Hmm. We're gonna start anyway. All right, welcome, guys. This is the Sunday Dose. Let me go right into it. We're gonna start. We're not even gonna play music today. I'll play music in the edited version. But welcome, guys. This is the Sunday Dose. This is September, right? Yeah, September 14th, 2014. Yeah,
Great start.
guys, we have. Yeah, I know it is, dude. This is my great start every single time. And of course, cameras are messed up, which I'll fix those in a minute. But welcome. We have with us today, of course, Dreadnought is back. Welcome back, dude. How you doing?
It lives.
It
It
does.
lives.
It does. And this is like what I was getting described before with him is like, okay, dude, I can't make it today. My whole side of my right face is swollen up like a basketball. So this is all I see in my head. Flat, like a big, like a, like one of the, what's that movie where the bugs will bite you and they just give you a little, never
I
mind. Anyway.
don't.
But that's what I pictured on him. It's like he has a big old freaking like pimple on his face, and then this is flat.
Oh
And he goes,
no.
"Okay, hey guy, sorry Obi, I'm out for another week. My other side of my face is swollen." So I just went like he just went, psh, and then popped it, and it went over to this side of the face. That's just all
That
I
is-
saw.
Oh, I'm still.
I've been watching-
If I talk funny, it's because it's still kind of but it's okay.
Right. Well, I've been watching Doctor Who, so that does not help anything. If you guys have ever seen Doctor Who, it's about the guy that calls himself the Doctor that travels time and space and fixes problems on Earth. It's Doctor Who all day long. I hate you, Yogi. Yes, I said Yogi. I hate you with everything that I have.
If only we could do that. That sounds like a very great life.
Well-
I feel you.
Yeah. Anyway, yo, yes, Yogi, I hate you. Yes, it's all for you. But welcome, guys. We do have a guest on the show today, and you guys can hear him laughing. I'm sure you guys know him because you watch him all the time playing Dawngate and sometimes getting mad at Dawngate or losing
Once in a while.
or going on tilt.
Once in a while.
GLD Thor, how you doing, man?
What's up? Good. Glad to be here, man. It's earlier than I normally do, but that's okay. I am excited to hang out here, be on your guys' podcast, you guys' Twitch. Excited to talk a little bit about Dawngate and hang out with you, fine gentlemen.
Awesome. Now, you guys do know that you guys do watch. If you guys do watch the show every week, we have, we talk a little bit about the aspects of, gaming, of course. We were watching the Worlds with League of Legends, and of course we're getting into the new meta, the new MOBA, Dawngate. So we're going to talk a little bit about. We're going to do Dawngate first, just because of that guy over there. But we're going to get right into it. We're going to give some shout-outs real fast. GeekyAntics.net and all the family. And, of course, allgames.com and the family as well. And another shout-out is Waystone Games. Hey, guys, thank you very much for bringing this game on and giving this guy some incentive to play and to have some awesome fans.
Yep.
Would you like to start out with any shout outs there, Thor, that you like to give to your fans or your friends or your, Waystone?
Just quick, some love for you guys. Waking up early, I know. I usually don't go live until 10:30, and I really appreciate you guys there in chat coming out and supporting the Geeky Antics. They're a good bunch of kids and stuff like that, or kids, good bunch of gentlemen.
I'm older than you are.
I mean, it's great. It's Sunday. It's Sunday morning. The only thing getting me out of bed on Sunday morning is you got to be either something geeky, which is the Geeky Antics, or something that I obviously put a lot of stock in. So thank you guys very much in chat for coming out and supporting me. I appreciate that. I do.
Definitely. Well, and the funny thing is I talked to Thor. I says, "Hey, man, let's get on Skype and let's talk a little bit, and tell me what you think." And then first time I get on, he goes, "Oh," and I went, "What?" He goes, "Beard." I said, "I know, right? Epic, right?" And it's like because it's like huge, and he's like, because yesterday on his stream, you were talking about, you were like, "Yeah, my beard's growing in nicely," and then all I did is I looked in the mirror and went.
that is not a beard, common sir. This is a beard.
You can have mine, sir.
It's poofy. Oh man,
it's poofy. Yeah, but we gotta get into this show. I'm just kind of dragging it along. But tell us a little bit about you.
So a little bit about me. It's funny because people will be like, "Oh my God, Thor! Like, how you doing? You look like you have your life figured out. You look like Thor." And I'm like, so I look at people when they tell me that. I'm like, nah, I assure you, I'm just a fat geeky guy at heart that loves Star Wars and video games and all things geeky. And they look at me like I'm stupid. I'm like, no, I assure you, I am a huge geek. And then they make me like do some trivia and stuff like that because they don't believe me. But no, let's see. Grew up in the 90s. Was that 90s kid, meaning Captain Planet and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
Shallow-delic.
I know. The power is yours. Grew up with that kind of stuff. Grew up with NES, all that kind of good stuff. It just it blossomed from there. In middle school, I read almost every single Star Wars books out there. After that, played World of Warcraft for the longest time. Played other kind of games. Just kind of grew up mostly a PlayStation fan back in the early console days. Played the Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear. Then kind of transferred over to PC consoles within the last 5 years, and PC rather, and it's just been fun. And then got into MOBAs back in the beta of League of Legends. Actually, interesting tidbit. One of the reasons why League was so successful back in the beta was because I think it was season 10 of World of Warcraft Arena. It came out where prop paladins were actually better healers than holy paladins in Arena. So it completely broke Arena. So all the Arena players came over from WoW to League to try it out. So actually a funny tidbit there. But
I was one of those paladins, by the way.
You sir were a scumbag. Not kidding.
Dude, I got 2,200 man doing that shit. I don't care.
Dude, I ran man cleave with the prop paladin, so I completely understand. I'm not hating on you, buddy. So it was good. And after that, it just kind of did college, and now I was gonna be a stunt actor, and then Waystone was like, "Hey Thor, you should stream our game," out of nowhere, and I'm like, "Okay, what is this nonsense about?" Then so I've been streaming for about 6 months now, and that's pretty much it, my friend.
Awesome.
Looks like you're enjoying it pretty good.
Oh yeah,
living
definitely.
the life.
Oh my gosh, canned soup and ramen noodle, but hell, dude, I'm here with my viewers, here with you guys, doing what I love, man. I
When
wouldn't trade it for the world.
Mama doesn't want you to watch her play a game on the Wii U. Anyway,
I know, right?
I didn't say anything. Sorry. Don't beat me up. You're way down south, so I mean, I'm way up north, so we're good. You guys would freeze if you came up here. But definitely getting into it, we do have every now and then we come out and we pick up a streamer of the week. I know I've been on Thor's stream. I'm sorry, guys. I've been on his stream a lot. I was really trying to push. I told you guys I was going to get a guest, and I told you I was going to try to get Thor. And look what I did.
Did.
I would say a couple jokes, but they're not very funny, so I'm not going to go there. You only came because you got paid.
Oh.
That's not it. He was actually thinking about it before, but I think that donation or that actually I subscribed to his channel, which he goes, dude, I'm good. I'm saying it right now. I'm coming. I was like, thank you.
Nice. Yeah. I saw that subscribe and I was like, man, is that because I remember before you subscribed to me, you were my viewer for I'd say about 3 months or something like that. Because I saw your name Obi-Wan and I was like, and I kept saying Obi-Wan because it looked kind of like how.
Does.
Yeah, I was like, is that Obi-Wan or Obi-Wan? And then finally you and I got to talking. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to do that, man. I'd love to. You guys are passionate about Dawngate. You guys are passionate about just gaming in general. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll definitely do it.
But this is actually one streamer that actually Thor sends people to, and he did yesterday. And but I want to give Well-Oiled Machine a good shout out, dude. I watched some of your stream yesterday after Thor's stream, and it's awesome, man. Keep it up. Keep up the great work. Keep it engaged with your family, your family, your fans, and just making sure everybody's happy. I mean, you had some good gameplay. Some questionable plays, but some good gameplay and all around. But keep up the good work, man. Really do. Thor, I know you haven't probably had a time to, or you probably don't watch many streams, but I know you do lurk every now and then.
I'm a little bit of a lurker.
You owned up to it. You owned up to it yesterday.
People watching is one of my top 5 things I like to do in the world.
So, do you have any streamers that you know of that you've watched before that just could use a good shout out?
That could use a good shout out. Let's see. Well, right now my buddy Strippin, a good friend of mine, is doing a 24-hour stream for his birthday. He doesn't really need a shout out because he's famous, but he's a good kid. So if you guys want to watch somebody that's famous that isn't an asshole, because I'm just a lot of streamers that when they get up there to those like thousands to 5,000 viewers, so like that, they turn into this like egocentric mania person. Like, look at me, I'm on camera. And Strippin's not like that. He really isn't. He's a really good guy. I know him personally, and so Strippin/twitchtv.com, and he's a good kid. Like him. As far as Dawngate streamers go, Well-Oiled Machine is a great guy. He really is. That's why I'm very, very picky on who I send my viewers to. And Well-Oiled Machine is a really good guy. Skunkador's a really nice guy too. He's really, really good. And I am smitten. Both Dawngate streamers. Likewise, everybody on the Team Waystone that streams is also very, very good. So, if I had to.
Very nice. Dreaddot?
I got nothing, man. I've been dead to the world for like 2 weeks.
Good deal. Well, we're going to say hi in chat for a few minutes. Infamous Mishaps, good morning. Welcome. King Tanner? MOBA. Man, I can't even see it. The chat's freaking. I turned it black and my contacts are screwed up.
Man, I'm loving seeing people that I've never seen before.
MOBA Lycus. Oh, well, you know where they're from.
Oh, I know.
Brew14.
It's so exciting.
Hello. Let's see. Anybody else that's new in chat? Spathy, welcome. Thanks, guys, for coming very much. Even if you guys are fans of Thor, thank you very much. It really does mean a lot to us. And we're gonna get started, guys. Dawngate. Dawngate is the new game of the meta, I think, in my eyes. I've been playing League since season 2.
Meta, not meta game.
How can you break something when it's supposed to be so flexible? I never knew that slogan though.
Yeah, breaking the meta. Well, and you guys know, if you guys have ever played Dawngate before, it says right on the thing, right on the cover, it says Dawngate breaking the meta. Well, the only reason that you're breaking the meta because Dawngate has no meta. Really, it doesn't. You don't need. I mean, it's really good for an optimal team comp. You know, a gladiator, couple tacks, maybe a pred, depends on if they know how to play it well, and a jungler, an actual jungler. No, I know there's some people that say, well, you can go pred jungle. Yeah, but you're missing out on all the buffs and the extra healing that the hunter jungler gives you. So
Oh, I feel like that was a personal shot at me, buddy. I don't like that.
it was not a personal shot, but since you gave everybody, you know,
That
what it
Basco
was.
Pred jungle, though, you can't make fun of it because it carries you sometimes.
Sometimes. But now we've talked in the past now, guys, with, you know, the ranking systems, the changes to the queue system. Are they going to get any better? Are they going to get any worse? Thor, this is where you know, spread your expertise because of, you know, you got some information that probably nobody else does. Now, if we ask something and you can't answer it, just say I can't.
I feel you.
Hence why I gave you the show notes a couple days ago.
I gotcha. Oh, spreading all that hype on the butterbread. So yeah, a little bit about ranking. So unfortunately, there's a couple issues that plague Dawngate right now, and one of them would have to be lower player base. So and that ties into the ranking system and how's it working right now and all that kind of good stuff. As of right now, there is a solo queue and then there's a group queue. So there is a site out there called Dawn Score that gives you a solo queue rating, and based on your solo queue rating, you'll be put into tiers like gold, diamond, potato, platinum, and champion. A lot of people take a lot of stock into that. You'll see a lot of people streamers be like, "Oh, I'm diamond. Oh, I'm champion. Oh, I'm whatever. I'm potato." And to a point, it is a fairly good match. Fairly good representative of your skill, but only to a point, because the way the queues work right now, it's that solo people can be matched up with group people. And on the surface, that like, well, that's not that big of a deal. But the way the MMR fluctuates and the way MMR exponentially increases when you're in with a group will throw off how good you are, or what the actual matchmaking statistics will show. For instance, not calling anybody out, but let's say you have 2 bronze and a silver. So that's a group of 3, and you would think, like, regardless of how actually good they are, how much knowledge they know about the game, their matchmaking their matchmaking value will scale exponentially because they have 3 people. And God forbid if you throw a 4th person in there, you throw another bronze person in there, well, suddenly all 4 of those players will be playing a lot at a lot higher MMR. So that being said, like say you have 2 silvers, a bronze, and a gold, then the 5th player could be anywhere between. If the 5th player is a diamond, then suddenly that team of 5 is playing against other platinum people or other high gold people, and whether or not the team does well or not will dictate whether they move up in MMR or lower in MMR. But it's kind of like you throw a wrench in the plans, because it's not, with the way the matchmaking works right now and the low player base. A lot of people are complaining about how matchmaking works right now, how the ranking system, and honestly, it's a good system. It's just unfortunately there's just not enough people in it right now. They just split the queues with EU, which is awesome. I mean, my EU brothers out there are great. They're awesome. I love my EU. Yeah, I know. That being said, a little tangent. EU players are some of the nicest, awesome, greatest players out there. It blows my mind how freaking kind they are. But
if I had better ping, I'd be over there all the time.
Oh my gosh, it just blows. They're just so nice. Why are you so nice? But and so there's a couple of things that plague the system. So next time you see, oh, I'm potato diamond. I mean, yeah, it's a fair representation, but
Potato
kind of take it. Yeah, you kind of take it with a little salt, because it's don't get on your high horse that high, guys. And like I said, there are so many different factors that factor into the ranking system on Dawn Scout that you really can't take it that serious. So. But yeah, that's pretty much how the ranking system works. You have your SQR and your MMR. Your SQR only changes when you are by yourself in solo queue ranking, and your MMR is always in play. It changes based on whether you're in MMR, whether you're in group queue or your SQR. So the only way to raise your SQR is to solo queue.
Okay, now my question to you is, are there any future plans? Now, this is something that you can't say. It's okay. Are there any future plans for Waystone and doing maybe like a solo queue, like where you can go and actually they fixed the queue system to where the solo queue people are not playing with the groups, but they're doing like a solo duel. Like you can either go in as solo or with one other person.
So, Gasty is the lead system designer of Waystone, has talked about it before on the Waystone streams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not see. Last I heard that he said he was a fan of doing the splitting up the queues a little bit. But I talked to him recently, and he says the issue with doing solo queue, duo queue, and splitting up the queues that it automatically takes your player base and splits it again. So it takes in like an organic player base, and it'll keep splitting it. And the problem you do that is the more you split the player base, the worse the algorithm for matchmaking gets. So what I could possibly see in the future is them just adding a straight up ranking solo, like just having it so it's just you can only solo, you'll go against the solo players, and that will be the major ranking system. That is the only possible thing I could see. They did do away with a version of that of early back in the earlier days of Dawngate, you could actually group queue and you could go onto the leaderboard. You can't do that anymore. So I could see that being a thing. But right now, I think they want to kind of nail down the matchmaking system and kind of extend the player base before they get talking into ranking a true ranking system.
Definitely. Well, and then too, you could actually fix it to where, if like you're in the diamond challenger elo, okay, and as of right now, I'm in silver. Ooh, yay! I went from bronze to silver. Yay! But if you go to it to where only challengers can play with, and this is providing that we get more people playing the game too. Only challengers play with challengers, and only if you want to duel with somebody like you, Thor, can't duel with somebody like me down in bronze. Like you can't bring your elo down to mine because I would actually play at yours because you're gonna play at the higher elo or the higher MMR. So it'd be really difficult for a new player or a bronze player to play because that's why I told you the other day. The only reason I'm bronze is because the first 25 games I didn't even understand the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was fun to watch.
Shut up. I was like, what's this Amaranth chick do? And she's like, he throws out a bubble that explodes. I was like, ooh, yeah. So I played like 20 games on her. I finally got her afterwards, but whatever.
It was a little rough on me too. I mean, I went in there and it took me a second to learn the items and all that, and what certain characters are supposed to do, and obviously my MMR and all that suffered for it. But once you get a hang of it, if you stick to it and you find something that works for you, you start climbing. Like in the past 2 weeks I played Dawngate, I climbed over almost 15,000. Mm-hmm. So I mean,
nice.
You move if you stick to it.
You do, and that's the thing that keeping the rate at which people stay with the game is going to be a huge factor in whether Dawngate sinks or swims. So I'm hoping they put a little bit they tweak the system a little bit, and like I said, the biggest issues is playing the ranking system right now is just the lack of people actually playing the game. So hopefully that'll increase.
Yeah,
hopefully around like 500,000-600,000 players now.
Well. Last I checked on Dawn Scout, there is something like almost 65,000 registered accounts. So they get take off Smurfs from that and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know the daily cache rate as far as players logging in. But I would say in the ballpark of 6,000 to 10,000 a day. So I don't know. That's a number that I got thrown at a long time ago, so probably about a month ago. So I can only assume that it's grown since then.
Well, and you think about it though, too, like Dota had this where they started out and then nobody really knew what they were, and then a year after they started, they got a huge following as well. So this could happen. I mean, especially with the MOBA industry going into trying to get into esports, trying to get into anything competitive, and I can see Dawngate getting into a competitive scene. just because it's different.
Indeed.
But like what I was talking about with Dread yesterday, that Dawngate is, in my eyes, and I play a lot of MOBAs, guys. You guys know that. That's all I stream. But when I play MOBAs, Dawngate is the hardest MOBA to play because of everything that's happening. Now, you could say that about League of Legends, but I've been there for 5 years, so it's not really that. I'll go into a group of people, and I'll be able to, headbutt one person or ground slam one person or pull with Blitzcrank one person that I need to pull. I can do that. I know how to work. Dawngate's I say Dota a lot, so sorry, Thor. Dawngate's, it's just a newer game. Dread?
Oh, what I was gonna say, yeah, jumping from League to Dawngate, it's a different beast. And like I said with you, you had the experience of like 4 years of League, and then you come to this, and you're like, man, this is nice and shiny and new. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't help but get addicted to it pretty quick. And all the vibrant colors, the mapping, and all the different characterizations, all the characters stand out different from each other, which is the one thing I love, because the longer I played League, the more I noticed new champions come out. It's like they're all relatively, the same concept, except with just slightly different abilities.
Mm-hmm.
But you go to Dawngate, it's like everything's freaking different. They all have major differences, and it's really it's
for now. I mean, you got to remember too that it's new. I mean, they're still coming up with ideas for new shapers. I mean, we got 33. We got 33 shapers on the board. Thor, it started with 30, correct? Or did it start with 25?
No. We've had since beta. I think there was the original 11.
11 was 11.
Yeah, it was a small pool. The original it was 11 or 10, and then we've been growing, adding shapers every 3 weeks now. So
that's awesome.
Starting rosters normally aren't that big for games like the MOBAs normally.
Well, I don't know why I thought it, but I kind of thought it started out with 20 to 30, shapers and all, but yeah, definitely it's gonna grow. I mean, that's all. Unless it's going downhill, and I don't see it going downhill, because there's more and more people playing, more and more people registering, and just having fun trying to play the game.
And they're definitely definitely good at throwing out new They're definitely good at throwing out new content, because I mean, like you said, new shapers every three or so weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just logged back in for the first time in 2 weeks, and they completely redid the map graphics and everything while I was gone, and I was like, man, this game looks much prettier than the last time I logged in.
Yeah,
it's good. They're working on it.
Yeah.
Dor, you got something?
Indeed. No, I was just it's fun because you guys have been here just a little while, and I can tell you guys being here for over a year and a half and seeing what it's grown, oh my gosh, and knowing what's coming in the future, I just want to be I want to tell you guys, but I can't. But just so many good things.
Hands tied, man.
Yeah, and it's funny you guys were mentioning about League, but Gasty, one of the League system designers, he made Swain and Urgot for League of Legends, and they just have such a talented. Yeah, they have such a talented team over there at Waystone. So be ready for some amazing things coming out from them. They're great, absolutely fantastic.
I can't wait now. I'm gonna have to go buy freaking Waystone points just to get all the new shapers coming out.
I know, oh man,
I don't want to spend that much money though.
That's the only complaint I have about Dawngate right now. It's the Destiny rate. The Destiny rate to shaper prices is just a little bit steep.
I feel you.
But that's it. Other than that, I love the game completely.
Well, speaking of Destiny, then, are they in the future having some plans to up the Destiny per game per win, or lower maybe differential some of the shapers that they're gonna sell at?
So they definitely so the monetization lady behind it, Money Pigs, actually used to work at League of Legends, oddly enough. She actually is the girl that pioneered the whole RP IP thing. So whether you like that system or not, I think it's here to stay, kind of like with Ways Down. It's actually funny when I see Reddit boards or whatever, and they're like, "Oh my God, Ways Down copied League of Legends." I was like, kind of, but she's the actually person that made it. So I figured if anybody's allowed to copy the system, it's her. But
her system, why not?
I know, right? But that's either here nor there. So she has expressed interest in doing things like deals and packages, and there's also been talk of let's say a shaper loves this kind of package, like this runestone, this shaper, and this loadout. They've been talks about that kind of stuff. Likewise, they definitely want to do sales and bundles and all that kind of cool stuff. You made an interesting point about the Destiny to Shaper ratio and whether that's going to be balanced or whatever. So King Tanner says in chat, but you can win Shapers for free. That is true. I've won out of 30 Shapers. I've won probably a third of them from my from
Your
divine
divines.
rolls.
Yeah, but I
Exactly.
get divines. I've had, and I'm gonna say this, and this is really upsetting me because I'm waiting for that. And I get a new shaper I get to try out that I get to get for free. I got 6 divines or so, and no new shapers. All I get is 50 destiny and some kind of freaking
Craft-
spirit
craft-
stone or some
And
crap.
crafting currency, when is that
Yeah.
going to actually make its
It's
way
coming.
in?
It's coming. It's coming. That's
it?
another question. Give me a minute. Don't get too involved.
I'm antsy,
So,
man. I'm
It's
antsy.
antsy.
Yes.
So,
Go ahead.
Well, just piggybacking on that, the Destiny comment real fast. So Waystone has expressed they know that the fact that like let's say you do really well in a game and then suddenly you roll like a 63 and like damn I got an acorn, like that doesn't feel well. So if you do like they want there because there's still 2 tiers that they haven't unlocked yet. If you look check out the rolling system, like there's still 2 like hidden like little markers. So I know for a fact that they said they want to make it so the how well you do in a game is based directly onto how well you do in a roll. So look forward to that. That way
Thank
you have
you.
a lot more input on how you get a divine and stuff like that. So that is hopefully going to be a thing soon, TM. So that should help out a little bit.
So
Right.
basically, roll modifiers.
Yeah, roll modifiers exactly.
Alright.
So yeah,
Well, I'm
And
happy.
I have coined the acorn as the acorn of shame.
Yes. Every time I get it, he's like, "Oh, shameful."
It's like, fine, we lost. I'm gonna move on, take my acorn of shame, and go on to the next game.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm tired of having a really good score. Having 300 plus CS at the end of the game after a 30-minute game, because that's my spot. I CS. If I can't CS, yes, I can poke the enemy champions. I would rather just CS. That's just me. But I have 300 CS. I have like 6 kills, bunch of assists, no deaths, and I still get a less than 100 roll. That's really that right there. When it first happened, I was like, I'm done. I'm done.
I'm done.
I just had the best game of my life in this game, and I just got a 67 roll.
yeah. Waystone knows that feels really crappy, so they are looking into using those roll modifiers to make you feel like you have more of a tangible input on the game.
That's good. I'm glad to hear
Yes. All right. Next question for you, and for those that are in chat, if you guys have any questions for Thor, we will be taking those here in a little bit. We just want to get through this segment and get his information, get the information that he has bottle up in his head, and then we'll get to questions. Just because, yeah, just call me a bloodsucker or a brain sucker or whatever you want to. Now we do talk about team comps and what's a better team comp for just like an average game. Like if you were going to go into a game and you're going to play jungler, you're going to play the hunter role. What would you want as a team comp? The better question is, what is your favorite team comp? How's that?
I feel you. So actually, I'm pretty passionate about this subject because so what makes me like being the kind of person that I am, and I know Chad can vouch for this as well. But I take so many new players in Dawngate and kind of run them through the ropes when it comes to Dawngate. Like I sit them down, be like, hey, you should do this, you should do that. Like I just kind of try to help them out in their first couple games. So and a lot of the times I'll see Dawngate get into this thing where they say break the meta, and so that obviously people see that and they're like, oh, that means I should tank the tank into the jungle and do jungle things. And technically you can do that, you can, but there is a huge difference between optimal and what is optimal and what is going to work.
You know what you're doing first.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly, and tanks can go into the jungle. You can do that. You can run the Desecrator. You can take the Desecrator in the jungle. You can take Flynn and stuff like that, and that is a thing. However, taking a Reyna into the jungle, while it may work, it is not going to be optimal. You're going to have a very slow clear time, and so there's that pitfall. There's that trap that people fall into when they see that slogan break the meta, and they start doing crazy things, and unfortunately, it doesn't work out for the team. So, for instance, I see a lot of people they won't take an ADC into the game. They'll take like a mage top lane with a support, and then they'll take a my hated Shaper, Viridian. I hate that Shaper so much. I hate that Shaper to death. So then they'll take a Viridian and a Viridian and then a tank bottom, and then they'll have another tank in the jungle, and suddenly you have a game with no ADC, and that right there gets my jimmies rustled because like as great as Viridian is, and as great as mages are, you still need that ADC-esque shaper into the game to kind of do it. Can you win? Of course you can. Like there's always exceptions to the rule. That's the great thing about Dawngate. If you manage to snowball the heck out of it, you can still snowball, you can still win a game and stuff like that. And then when that happens, people will be like, oh, look at that, I just broke the meta and I just won a game. Obviously it works. However, that's not optimal. So you still need a team comp, but I think really what break the meta means is how you earn your income is up to you. That makes it so like if you want to be a tactician ADC, that's completely viable. I do tactician Kenzu all the time. It's really fun. Yeah, tactician Vex, great. So that's what it means by break the meta, not potato your way in Shaper Select and let's have 3 tanks and a mage in the jungle. That's not what that means.
You know,
So,
I personally think that tacticians make more better for ADCs than Gladiator for the simple fact that, you know, you have the kits to poke. And that kind of keeps, you know, the enemy on their toes and spaces them from whoever is your dedicated, you know, grinder. So that's just my opinion on that, but you know.
Vim for Vim, it's funny because about 4 months ago, Wastedown ran into this problem where gladiating was it was every single time you CS'd, you got bonus Vim for keeping that CS. So the more CS that you got in a row or congruent, the more CS you accumulated. When they changed that to better favor tacticians, everybody was doing tacticians. Every single like gladiator, there was no gladiators in the game anymore. There was just tacticians. So then they went back to the drawing board and buffed gladiator. So as it stands right now, they're both pretty fairly even. So I've seen so many great gladiators go tactician and still put a huge input in the game. As far as late game goes, with the Striders and all that kind of jazz, as far as ADCs, if you're an ADC, you have Striders pushing at you, you're going to get a lot more. You're going to get that big gold boost, Vim boost rather, in the game. It's going to be great. So definitely 2 ways to look at the same coin.
And we do have something to chat on, and I'm just going to say this. Tac Vex plus Duress equals win.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, our lovely community jungler here hates Duress. Because well, Duress, you know, Duress has a 1-second stun on it. Well, he plays melee champions, melee heavy champions that are in the jungle. So every time he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get your ass, Duress." Fuck Duress.
Oh, but you make up for the Duress with that. I forget the name of the ability. The one that makes you whenever you want to auto attack someone, you just kind of fly at them. I forget the name of that.
Impulse.
Yeah, Impulse. You make up for Duress with Impulse.
Well, yeah, but when like 4 people on the team have Duress, they know they're playing against Thor, so they all get Duress. Yeah, that's
sir, you're under duress. It's one of those items that have to be looked at right now because Duress Gate is super real right now. Yeah, Duress Gate.
Some of those items are a little over the top on their power scale.
I think they really need to make Duress like you can hit somebody with it, but you can't stun the same person over and over again. Like,
yeah,
there's like a 5-second cooldown or a 10-second. You know, within that, you know, they have to hit somebody else before they hit you again or something. You know.
See, Duress should have like a global cooldown. That means if one person on the team hits somebody with a Duress, no other Duress can affect them for a certain amount of time.
That'd be cool.
You know.
And then they get a trinket that they can pop every 2 minutes. But if they're human, then they get they don't need a trinket. They get a built-in trinket. Oh, it's gonna be great.
We're talking about WoW again. Awesome.
Oh man, it'll be great.
This is a Dawngate segment, guys. We're not talking about WoW. We promise.
Oh man.
But you know, another thing I wish I would see more often is more melee gladiators, because you know the melee buff to gladiation. I mean, it's so good, but people just ignore it because you know you have all these MOBA veterans that are coming in. They're like, oh, ADC, I have to be ranged. So a lot of them go for the ranged characters, try to ADC with that, and it's like, don't be afraid to melee, because if you have someone in your team, like, you know, if you have a predator or a tactician, their job is to peel them off while you sit there and get in. And that bonus for melee glads is just, it's delicious.
50%.
Dude.
It's delicious. It is.
Indeed.
Now,
At the higher MMRs, you'll see a lot more Glad. I know Cerulean is a great at Glad, and so is Mara. Those are the two you'll see a lot in the Glad comps for Melias rather.
right.
Freya Glad is actually all right too. Actually, it's a little weird, but it's all right.
Now,
Okay, again, it's if you can pull it off. You got to understand the break the meta thing only
Freya
goes
Glad
to
is
if
not
you,
good, dude.
no, no,
I
no,
hate.
no, no. Hold on. It's only going. See, the break the meta dependent is also based on a person's skill. If you can pull it off and make it work, then by all means.
Right.
So
You can.
I had
Now,
to catch that just to clarify.
now, Thor, this is a question for you, and it's kind of a trolling question, okay? Because you said it, and you went on like a 10-minute tangent on your stream yesterday on it, or Friday on it. Why don't people gank from the try again?
Oh, dude, oh my god. Having played Dawngate for so long, there is optimal ward positions that people have. Like everybody has their own ward. That's one of the great things about Dawngate. But people will fall in this rut where they ward the same thing over and over and over again. It's just like when somebody sees it, it gets ingrained in their head. Like, oh, this is where I ward. That being said, once you get those optimal ward positions down as a jungler, you know where they are and you know like where to gank from. And there's just some reason why people see that little triangle above Parasite and below Parasite where they just want to spend their day at, and you will light up the freaking wards every single time. And when I see it, I just want to scream potato. Oh, it's my hot trigger button. It's just like, why you just don't do it? You like unless you're level 10 and you have a tailwind, you're not going to catch the team. If you have the one exception is that if they are getting pushed on a tower and you must save the tower, then I completely understand. But when people are halfway through the lane, like they're just kind of CSing back and forth, you're not going to get a gank. Don't even try. In fact, the only thing you're doing is telling the other jungler where you are on the map. So you're just going through that tri-bush and you're just like, look at me, everybody. I am trying to potato gank. Ugh, gets me so frustrated. It gets my jimmies rustled, folks.
It basically says right here, jungler, I'm going to gank the top lane because, the ward that they put down saw me, but I don't know it. I'm stupid. So why don't you go ahead and take my blue, and then while you're at it, go take the bottom buff too. Because I'm just going to sit up here like a dumbass and sit here and just try to gank.
Yeah, I hate that try gank. I mean, again, like there are always exceptions to the rule. Yeah, Dope says I'm here to say hi. Pretty much, you're here to say hi, Dope. And it makes me God damn it! Like, and it's funny because with the advent of casting mode and stuff like that. Please ward me. I'm so lonely. With the advent of casting mode, I'm going to take pictures on pictures on pictures of people just hanging out in the tri lane. Like I'm gonna have like the Batman signal, like shining down in that tri lane, and just be like, "You're doing it wrong." I just have like a huge slideshow of people in the triangle bush and like things not to do. So, oh man.
No, don't be here. Don't be here.
Oh man.
A giant
Exactly.
that just says no.
Now, we do have a few more questions, but we're going to get into some of the questions from chat real quick. So if you guys do have any questions, let me know. Say it in chat. I think we're all watching it. So if you do have any questions for Thor or myself or Dreadnought3447, you guys can. I even spelled Dreadnought wrong. But you guys can tweet us too as well throughout the show, throughout the week, throughout the rest of our lives. I don't care. Obi1X2, at GLG Thor, and at Dreadnought3447. Dreadnought is wrong. It's N-A-U-T, not N-O.
A little bit of personal flavor just to make a difference.
Yeah.
Dreadnought, your name isn't from the Dreadnought ships in Star Wars, is it?
No. It was based more on the old warships, but
Okay.
I changed up the spelling just so,
Yeah.
Well,
I got you.
I mean, no,
Yes,
that
you
was
have
an
Dope.
option, but I have this thing about history. I just love, old history things, and I thought of the, Dreadnought class warships, and I was just like, something that's big, that's there, and it strikes fears in your enemy.
Dope, you have played with me. I'm usually an ADC. I play Vex a lot. I play Nissa a lot. And I play with Thor all the time. So, yeah, you've played with me, I'm sure.
Oh, and it's kind of a homage to EVE Online as well.
I feel you.
The
Definitely.
Dreadnought class.
Now, lore test. Here it is, guys. Lore test. How do you pronounce Thor?
So that's actually a good question. Oh, go ahead, Dreadnought.
Oh, it's Melnir. I'm pretty sure, right?
Actually, it's called Mew Mew. I don't know if you've ever seen the new Thor out there.
What?
It's called Mew Mew, actually. It's quite a misnomer. You guys have seen Thor, right? Where she calls it Mew Mew. It's like, why is Mew Mew flying? And yeah, so I've always just called it Mjolnir, but that's just me. But yeah, it's
That's
called
the
Mew Mew.
first time I've ever heard of that.
It's
Mew Mew
Mew
Mew. Oh,
Mew.
oh
That's
gosh.
too juicy for Thor.
a question from MOBA. I think Lyric. Is that what it says?
I think it's Lycos.
Mobile
Lycos. Sorry. He's got his blue, and I got the chat background black, so blue and black don't really mix. As a jungler, where can the lane place a ward at level 1, 5, 9, etc. that will help your clear and awareness the best?
Cool. So where can the lane? So level one mobile. If bot lane is not warding your armor, they're doing it wrong. No. The amount of ganks that happen 1 through 3 are negligible. Like there's usually, if any jungler is worth his salt, 1 through 3 ganks don't usually happen. I mean, they can, obviously. It's a MOBA, so there's obviously the human element. But it's very, very, very rare. Usually 1 through 3 ganks happen when there's an enemy jungler taking like your haste or something like that, like an early invade. That's when the level 2s will happen. That being said, so you're first, if you're on bot lane, ward your jungler's armor if he's not starting there, if you happen to be on that side of the map. That being said, triangles are always a good place to ward because people just keep falling into that trap. So what I personally like to do is ward if I'm bot lane, I will ward my jungler's armor and ward the triangle for level 1. Top lane, unless you're Nisa, you're gonna have to choose one of the following: bushes top, or the top triangle above Parasite, or above the big brick looking thing. I don't even know how to call it. South of Money Pigs at top. It's weird not having a map to be able to ping and show you guys what I'm talking about. But there are places that you can ward. Usually the first ganks coming out from a jungler will happen anywhere between, if you're versing a Kagen, look for that first gank at 4 minutes and 25 seconds. If you're versing anybody else that has a fast clear speed like Volek, Moya, those kind of shapers, expect it at 4 minutes and 45 seconds to 5 minutes and 25 seconds. That's when the first gank will happen. If you get a if you can find out almost every single time where the jungler is starting based on who's in lane, what's happening. So you'll theoretically know what lane is getting ganked at what time, or at least have a window of gank opportunity. I feel like that's just a word.
It is.
Gank opportunity. So I don't know if I answered your question, but I can show you better on stream. But after 5 minutes, you obviously will see where your first gank is going to happen, and then you have to just react to that. And then 9 minutes, 9 minutes is a little Spirit Wells open at 5 minutes. 15 minutes rather. So spreading your wards out a little bit farther and farther every 5 minutes is something that's a little bit better. Dolp says, I gank at 4 with Bosco. What a rebel. You start the uprising, Dolp.
It really depends on what's going on. I end up usually sometimes ganking as early as level 3 because sometimes they just need that push out. But it really depends. Like the lanes, some lanes are just overpowering, and you have to get in there and be like, "Hey, back off, give my lane some room," you know.
Indeed. That's definitely a fair argument you can make. Personally, though, the way the jungle is right now, leveling 1 through 6 is just way too fast in the jungle. That is the strongest strength for the junglers right now, is that you can get 6 at 4 minutes 25 seconds with a fast clear speed jungler, and that's just going into a lane where the lane is just hitting 4, 3 cusping 4. When you're 6 coming out of the jungle like a monster bat out of hell, oh man, it's just way too good right now. So I'm assuming, and I think they are going to be normalizing the little bit the XP in the jungle, but I definitely know what you're talking about. Sometimes you just have to, like, your lane getting pushed way too hard, and unfortunately, that is a thing.
Coming in from, go ahead.
Oh, or go in for those early game saves if things are just going train wreck bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Coming in from Yogi, how awesome would it be, guys, to be able to imbue wards? Make freezing traps, explosive alarm traps to tell the team, danger, Will Robinson, danger. Would that even be a possibility to be able to do that?
Well, that would be a separate class of item. That'd be more like he was kind of going on with the wild joke trinkets and everything. Like
It'd
you
be
would
like
have
a
your
pink
wards,
ward.
but then you could have like your trinkets as like landmines and stuff like that. You know? Oh, they step on it. They're slowed for a few seconds.
Well, yeah, then it would ping your
But
map saying, "Hey guys, there's a gank coming top lane, run or back up."
so you want wards
Yeah.
to sonar ping now?
Yeah, definitely. Why not, man?
I mean,
Not really.
Jungler.
I think it would ruin a little bit of what the game is because everybody gets a ward. Everybody, you have to place your ward. If you don't place your ward, it's not down. For one, you don't have any vision. You don't have any vision, you're dead. It's just
I think of so this is my thing. Without innovation, the genre will become stagnant, and thinking outside the box just like that is how new ideas get made. What I could see happening maybe, let's say a jungler goes through your ward. Suddenly you hit control, spin your mouse wheel, and instead of pinging to a spot, you automatically ping to that ward, and the ward will just kind of like you yourself can ping that ward and say warning just with a mouse click from a control. And I can see that being something that would be really really useful. And you theoretically being able to just I can scroll wheel obviously and throw out different pings. If you had an extra slot for your ward and just saying caution ward, that way you could see that ward light up a little bit, just your own teammates. I think that could be something cool. That could definitely be useful, especially in the way right now. I feel like pinging is really limited the way it is.
Like back to what you said, I had another idea. Like what if they had like a little subgenre of where they had wards, kind of where wards could have some little abilities. Like maybe on a cooldown, every 30 seconds your ward can be, not 30 seconds, but like every, a nice long cooldown, you could hit the button and make the ward kind of have like this little ping that goes through walls and shows everything
Sonar.
for a
Boop.
radius. Yeah, yeah, kind of like the sonar thing, but it has like a 40-second cooldown, so you could maybe, poof, if you think dangerously, you can kind of see what's even around the walls and everything in that little area.
all right. We're gonna what if this question to death though.
Oh,
What if we could
I
do
know.
this? What if we could do this?
I
Uh,
could
it's-
all day.
It opened a giant can of like
Yeah, I know. Bloody Taste 91 says, but if people start to notice that warding triangle isn't useful anymore and stop warding because junglers stop ganking from that spot, so they will start to spend wards on other spots. The problem is with that, Blood, is junglers are not going to stop going through that spot. So the try ward is a good ward every game, no matter what. Unless you come up against, higher elo, if you're jungling, if your Thor's jungling against you, don't ward the try because you will never see him coming. Put your wards in the freaking bushes up top, okay?
And now he's
Or-
gonna go to the tribe because no one's gonna ward.
Yeah. So bloody taste, buddy. Piggybacking on what Obi-Wan just said. When I know people are when I see people warding Parasite early game and I come in a gank and they back off, I'm like, well fucking played. Like because I'll start making my way to the bottom lane and I'll cut through Parasite and I suddenly see the team back up and I'm like, wait a tech, they will fucking Parasite. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on this show.
Yeah, you're
but
fine.
when I do see that, I'm like, well fucking played. I'm gonna go back top lane and try to gank them. I have seen that, and when I see that, I'm just like, well played. But to his credit, he's completely right. There are so many junglers that gank from the triangle. You might as well go more than that to triangle because you'll be able to see people. But yes, I understand. I completely understand where he's coming from. When people stop going through the triangle, well, then you can stop warding it. So yeah.
I have noticed that if you ward the Parasite early game, you can get some good view on the jungler because like you just said, you cut through there. So a lot of other junglers do that, and I picked up on that pretty early. It's pretty nice, and it's a nice little trick. You see that way you have the double wards going on here. You have the lane that ward the triangle, and then you ward the Parasite, so you have that nice big chunk in the middle, kind of just covered.
Indeed.
All right, we're going to do a couple more questions from chat, and then we're going to get right back into the questions that we have that he already knows about, basically. And then we're going to keep going here.
I swear the show isn't a giant questionnaire.
It is right now. Well, so we have Thor on the show. I mean, people can ask some questions. They don't get. I mean, even though if you guys do go to Thor's stream, he will make sure that he says hi to you individually.
Oh, I was
He
talking
does
about
that.
us. Yeah, I was talking about us.
But a lot of people can't. A lot of people can't get into it and say, "Hey, Thor, I have a question for you," because either he's playing a high elo game or
Trying to focus,
he's
I
just
know.
trying to focus. Good way to
Doing the
get get right into it. I'm trying to find another question, but I lost my spot.
Yogizilla.
Is
Yogizilla has a
mayonnaise
good
an
question.
instrument? My
Thor, do
question is
you
that.
find that it is easier to bounce back, or perhaps harder to fall behind in jungle in Dawngate compared to MOBA slash art games? How does the pacing compare? It's from
So
Yogizilla.
yeah, Yogizilla, my friend. Let me tell you about the early games of Dawngate. The early days of Dawngate, all of the experience was pretty much leached into the main three buffs. If you lost one of those buffs, you were theoretically behind the whole entire game because it was just a huge chunk of XP. Now they've split the XP between a lot of the smaller camps. They got rid of the other small camps. Way back in the day, there used to be, I think, three more additional camps for each side, but they did away with those guys.
There was
A lot of the jungle is spread out between the XP, and which is nice because, like I said, it was a inducing to have somebody steal your buff. You'd be behind all game and just make you want to flip your computer. I've been there so many times, and back in the early days, the matchmaking was super silly, and you'd be placed against the best players all the time if you group queued. But that's either here nor there. Right now, I think it's a great place because you can theoretically get back your XP even if you get two of your buffs taken. So, yeah, right now, the way they have it, and they are changing it very soon, TN, to be even less curvy, like less spiky. But right now, I think it's really fair, and it's definitely very lenient with you, even if you get one of them taken away.
definitely.
I have to
Um,
agree as a jungler. He's pretty spot on.
mhm. Well, and I do remember seeing Dungate, when it first came out, and they actually, I think, if like he said, there was 4 camps per camp area. So instead of 3 camps and a buff, you had 4 camps and a buff, and then they didn't have the money pigs at first, did they? Or was that
Uh,
something else that I just missed?
no, they had money pigs, but they had a for the spirit side, they had a extra camp right next to money pigs. You could pretty much just jump to the other camp. So they did away with that one. It's probably the one you're thinking of.
Okay. A couple more questions here. Infamous Mishap has a question. How do you know when it's a good time to gank as a jungler?
So this is like the Aristotle slash all the great debates, all the great wisdom of the MOBAs. Like, when do I gank?
Oh,
I,
and
I
added to that question, sorry.
yeah, go for it.
And for whatever lane is getting pushed the most or
So
not.
so there is a lot of different factors that when you start jungling, like you will not. Hmm. So let me give you guys a quick example of it. So I was at 7-Eleven last night, and my girlfriend was getting energy drinks and whatever, and I was kind of like, I was tired. I had my hand on my head on my hand, and then I kind of looked out the window and I saw this thing outside the door, and instantly I looked at it and I was like, oh well, that's just a pump for your car. And then I kind of squinted, it was dark out, and I realized it was a payphone. I was like, holy crap, there's still payphones? What is this doing at a 7-Eleven? And so I looked at it, and then it dawned on me. I was like, there are things that you see every day that you can look at it, but you don't really take stock of what it is. And you guys are probably thinking, what the hell does that have to do with Dawngate? Well, there's so much information there as a jungler that you have, but because you see it every day, you do not take into what you're actually looking at. For instance, if by 1 minute and you hit your tab button, you hit tab and you have a wealth of information like from your team and the enemy team. What I mean by that is, does the enemy team have a blink? Does the enemy team have drain instead of blink? What is the composition of the enemy team? What does your team have? Like, do they have blitz? Do they have do they have blitz? Do they have blink? How much CC do they have? So the question whether when should I best gank my lane, you have to take in a couple different things. A, does your lane have enough CC or damage to back it up if you make that commitment of ganking your lane? It dawned on me. Sorry. B, does the enemy team have blink up or blitzes up, and do they stand a high chance of escaping? If yes, and where they are in the lane. So if it's somebody like a Ferris with a blink, I will never gank that lane. Like, the odds of catching a Ferris, unless I have a silence like a Zeri, is slim to none. And you can obviously just see that by hitting tab. likewise, how bad is the lane doing? Does it theoretically need that gank? Are you just gonna rustle some jimmies if you go down there, try to push him out of lane and show yourself? If that's the case, maybe it's better just to farm that jungle, get an extra 500 Vim, and just let them just. If it's a stalemate, nothing's going back and forth, and you don't know where the enemy jungler is, maybe you shouldn't gank that lane. Maybe you should just farm up your own Vim. Is your team getting pushed back and they need that help pronto? If they're, and again, piggybacking on that, if you go to a losing lane, they're so far behind, but the only thing you end up doing is pushing the lane even farther behind by dying to a really bad gank. That's just really, really bad. Not only are you snowballing in the opposite direction, you just destroyed that lane, and you destroyed all hope for that lane ever coming out of that pocket. So there are so many different factors that go into that. What I would say is focus on lanes that have a lot of CC that will follow up on it. Focus on lanes that do not have blink. That is the biggest thing I could tell you. Even going for a tank, like if you have a Zalgus with a blink that's still up and he's playing very, very safe, go for that Desecrator. Desecrator is not too tanky until about 10 minutes into the game, until he picks up that first prosperity. Go for the tanks, guys. I mean, I promise you, a little bit of health isn't going to be able to save a 3-man a killing spree onto him. So realize what kind of spells they have, realize what kind of CC you bring to the table, and then realize what kind of ganking pattern you can have. So that would be the best way I can answer that question.
Unless it's Kale, then just expect him to get away.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude.
Now, we do have some more questions. Thank you very much for that. Hope everybody got their questions answered in chat. We'll do a few more at the end if we have time. Back into the questions, Dreadnought has a few questions for you, and basically with him being a jungler and you're being a jungler, he's kind of, getting the jungle thing going on.
Jungle buddies.
Now, in the future, guys, I know Thor has not, he doesn't do YouTube videos. He does do them, but for his subscribers. So I'm going to try, okay, to get maybe a little bit of Thor and Dreadnought in a jungling video to where we can actually show you what we're talking about here. But like I said, guys, we'll see what happens. It might just be myself and Dreadnought doing this because, of course, we want to keep Thor's videos pretty exclusive for his channel subscribers. So, a question while Dreadnought's getting in here.
Yeah, I kind of forgot I had questions.
Yeah, it's all good. What are the options or opinions or the options of the changes? Okay, what are the opinions?
What are the opinions of the changes? What are your opinions of the changes occurring in Dawngate currently?
That's what I said.
Okay, so are you talking about the progression update coming soon, TM? Are you talking about the changes as far as spectator mode getting added into there? What changes?
A lot of the overall changes that like recently, we already covered a couple of these questions that this could answer because I didn't know we were going to talk about all of that before this, but that covered things like the rank to non-rank change, again, like the progression thing you were talking about, spectator mode possibilities, and yeah, I guess you kind of just answered what I was wanting to ask in that. Well, not answered, but covered what I was asking about. So
I feel you. Just kind of glossing over a bunch of those kind of things. Dawngate will get exponentially better with the bigger the player base. So that's something to look forward to. Progression update is going to be absolutely huge. It's going to be, if you look at Dawngate, there's a lot of things that separate it from the other MOBAs. However, there's a lot of things that make it generally the same. The isometric viewpoint, just kind of the way it plays a little bit. Like you can, going from one game to another, one MOBA to another, you can just kind of get the feel of it. However, I will say this about the progression update: it brings a whole new feel into it. It's going to be the same Dawngate that you know and love, but it's going to feel so much different because just I obviously I can't get into it much, but it's the game that you play internally on the internal servers and the game that the Dawngate developers play is just so much different than what we play now. So hang on to your panties, ladies. It's going to be a whole different ball game. They are going to be pushing esports heavily in the next couple months. So get ready for some high octane, high competitive playing.
Yay!
So that's gonna be really awesome. Really awesome. And me personally, I love to see high level skill play. That being said, I do not want Dawngate to turn into hashtag esports, hashtag you're only cool if you can get to diamond level. I do not want that. I will always be a person that caters to the masses because yeah, while that high level playing will be awesome, most of us are down here at just we're just not the commoners level. I don't want to say that, but the other level, the level where we're playing it because it's a game, not a lifestyle, and it's not like that's not how we make our money. I make my money like this way, but anyways, but it's I will always be a community person, and the community person lies in the player base, not the high hashtag MMR. I'm awesome of esports.
Right.
I don't. Yeah.
I'd love to make money doing this. Honestly, I would.
Takes a lot of time, a lot of work.
Oh, I know.
Very
I know.
much so.
I know.
Indeed.
But hey, maybe someday, maybe.
Maybe. I hopefully I'll see Dreadnought on the top of the leaderboards being like living the dream, making the money. So I'm like, I know that guy. I was on a podcast with him one time.
I'm climbing, man. I'm climbing.
Yeah.
After this, I already feel I want to play with you more in the future because, you know, like he told me when he first was talking about you, was like, hey, he's down to earth and cool to talk and everything. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm looking forward to this. And now I'm here and I'm just like, man, I hope we can all play together sometime.
Yeah, Dreadnought was like, that guy looks like an asshole. Look at him. I bet he is smug. Look at that smug guy. I tease. I tease. Oh man. So yeah. Hopefully that answers glosses over some of the questions.
Yeah, that's pretty good answers. On to the next one. It says, what personally do you think? Well, you kind of talked about this more, but maybe you can answer a little better. What do you think needs to be improved, like immediately, right now?
Q system.
Yeah, I think EA needs to get the EA money rolling as far as ramping up marketing. I think because they have a relatively small development team, but they still put out some of the best goddamn MOBA content this side of the Dawngate. So and it shows. So I think they need to work on marketing. I think they really need to get out there and start pushing that marketing train a lot. I think as it stands, they need to hire me to work for Dawngate. No, I tease.
Personal plug.
Dawngate, Waystone, that's not a joke. He's not teasing.
Waystone.
Hire him.
Waystone. And anyways, right off the bat, friends list. Dolp, I got you, buddy. They need to do friends list. No. I mean,
It's a tough question.
It is a tough question. I think they need to work on Parasite. Parasite right now is a pit, legitimately a Parasite pit. It is a Parasite. Taking a Parasite should never be a negative thing for your team. Parasite should be a objective that really helps you all the time. And right now, if you take Parasite early game, it's actually a detriment to your team because the enemy team gets to farm those Striders and get back into the game.
Money.
Yeah, granted, there are ways to counter that. Obviously, there is a whole little meta game and take objectives, not kills, and stuff like that. But that being said, I think Parasite should always be a thing that helps your team no matter what, because it is a huge objective into the middle of the map. I think that could be worked on a little bit better, but they've talked about doing that kind of stuff. Predator changes are inbound. It's a hard question for me because looking forward to I know the stuff that's hopefully being worked on and stuff like that, so I can't really say it. But it's I can't be I want them to fix this and voila, soon TM.
Everybody would call you a god. Come on.
Yeah.
Why not?
Wow, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Moo go.
So Andy Belford, the community manager over there at Waystone, does an amazing job. He's a good friend of mine, and he does a great job, man. He's one of the unsung heroes of the Waystone team. He just does so much work over there. I think something that could be done that I think needs to happen is for them. Again, it would take away time for the development team, but they have such a talented team over there. They got Brad, they got Zeke, they got Big Friday, I could go on and on, Andy, Neko. They just have such a talented team over there. And I think it'd be really cool for somebody to do an inside once a week show just talking about the licensed developers because they're just really good people. I miss them. They're my friends. And maybe this is just being selfish, but I feel like a show coming out once a week talking about oh, how are you doing? What are you working on? Just gave me little tidbits and insight. Obviously, not like something that obviously like show like leaks of stuff and whatever. But I think taking a time to kind of just get in touch with the developers' true sides would be really cool because, like I said, they're just great freaking people. And I think that like when it comes down to it, Dawngate is being made by people, it's being made for people, and having that kind of insight, I think a lot of people would appreciate that. And a Thor shaper, that's the last thing I'll say about that. I think,
Yes.
please, Waystone, please. I work so hard for you, Waystone, please.
And that being said, Waystone Games, I'm officially with Thor right here. I'm officially inviting you guys here as well for an appearance on just on a talk show on the Sunday Dose with us, and just to let's get Dawngate going. Come on, I'm inviting you officially. How's that? We'll have everybody. We'll have Thor. We'll have a couple of the Waystone Game guys. We'll just have some fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. Could be a good time.
Let's get more, get more involved. That'd be great. And again, to answer that own question myself, one thing I think that needs to be improved is I go on there, on the forums every once in a while, and a lot of thing I've noticed is I don't see way too much Waystone interaction on the forums, and that is a thing that needs to be majorly improved. I feel.
Yeah, in the last couple months, they've had to scale back a lot with them going to Gamescom, and it's funny because if you would have been here like 3 months ago, you could have been like, "Holy Moses, they're everywhere!" But there has been a hush falls over the crowd. A hush falls over to the Waystone development team. A lot of people have been noticing that. They have a lot of people like, where is Waystone? But they are hard at work doing a lot of, like I said, they just did Gamescom, which was huge for them. And then now they had to hit the drawing board with some of the updates they do. So I agree. Waystone has been silent on a lot of issues. But I feel like soon TM. Again, soon TM is always the thing that people say. But I agree. Hopefully we'll see more interaction with them, and we'll see what comes out of it.
Definitely.
That'd be nice because, like I said, if people, sometimes you have questions, and I think they might need to just get some specific people just for, that company to, fan interaction, and that way, they get out on that front too.
Or Waystone, since you guys are probably going to be listening to this at some point because Thor's here, I would love to do a weekly, just hire me. That's fine. I'm already set up. I'm already doing it.
That'd be funny.
I mean, it's good to the point where I like a game where I can get on League of Legends. Sorry, Dread. I can get on League of Legends and have 80 ping because the League of Legends, the servers are in California. I get on Dawngate. And I have 9 ping because the server that I play from, I don't know if there's more than one, but it's in Chicago. I live in Michigan. In West Michigan, so it's only about less than 100 miles away. It's awesome ping.
Nice flat 40 ping over here, and it makes me happy.
I'm at under 10 every time I play.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out to Waystone. Sorry if I've ever been a real asshat on your forums, but
we're not gonna tell you my name or nothing.
No, it's because I've called them out on it before. Like, hey, I made a joke once about it. It's like, we have a policy about things on our forums, hush hush policy, and they're talking about like the policies on stuff like that. And I was like, that policy also includes basically being a Waystone member. That was basically the pun of the joke. It's like, because they're not there, they don't talk, they don't really do much in the forums. But
it's a brand new game. I mean, it's those guys, believe it or not, people don't understand what it takes and what it takes every single day to keep a game like this just going. Not let alone new content, new shapers, potentially new map in the future, new stuff like that. It takes so much for them to just to keep everything updated.
Yeah.
So it is a lot of work, guys. So give them
so
it's
like
coming.
I said, I apologize for any snarky comments I may have made before.
Snarky.
Snarky.
It's snark. Oh gosh. Thundercats, please. We're really having such a close connection to developers. It blows my mind that they can put in a 60-hour work week and then come home and then play Dawngate. When I run into the Dawngate developers, I'm just like, oh my God, Michaela, how are you doing? You're a wizard. Why are you up this late? And she's like, yeah, just doing the Waystone things, and I'm like, and that really just shows how much passion and like
It's kind of
running.
my life, you know.
Yeah, having developers that play the game all the time, and they just are so passionate about their game, and they're like I said, piggybacking, they're just good people, and
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm blessed to be able to call them my friends and stuff like that, and just I mean I'm really excited. I'm excited for the future.
Definitely,
Well,
definitely.
maybe at some point in time we'll get to talk to them. That'd be really nice because you say they're so good. You throw your neck out a lot for them, and I just, it gets me some hype maybe to get to, meet some of these
Yes,
people at some point.
Yeah.
yes, super good.
Yes,
Like,
get out here and meet some people.
it's gotta
Oh my
stop. Seriously.
Oh
At
no,
least he's
Oh,
not
boy.
doing his. At least he's not doing his freaking other voice that he usually
Oh, the
does.
German. Oh
God, don't, man.
no. You know you want me to, secret.
I will pop out Annie. I will start talking like Annie up in this bitch if you don't stop.
Oh, I have this extremely crazy
Do you
flamboyant
wanna
German
play?
voice I do. And
oh
it's,
my
It'll be
God.
fun.
Oh no, what is that?
Have you
That
seen my
was-
beer, Tibbers?
Oh no, I gotta run. I gotta go, folks. This is the end of the segment. Oh gosh, that's great. That is
I can
great.
start seeing it.
Have you seen my guy Thor? He's
Oh my God.
yeah, he's kind of he's got cooler locks and he wears a costume and it looks so sexy.
Anyway.
Oh no, that is great.
Yeah, I got a couple pictures of you for you. I'll send them to you privately of Annie all grown up.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
quite
I guess
smexy.
we'll move right along. So,
Yeah.
on that subject. So what? I have to reword this question because it was rewritten terribly, Obi.
I didn't rewrite it. You wrote it. Fuck.
What drew you into Dawngate over all the other games in this genre? Like, what was that shiny golden coin on the floor that you just could not take your eyes off of?
I feel you. So, just a little bit of a story. I don't want to bore you guys, but so I remember in my head, I was sitting on the couch up in Maine because we have a house up in Maine, our family, and that's where we get together in Christmas. And my parents sat me down, and they're like, Forrest, because that's my real name, not Thor. They're like, Forrest, what do you want to do with your life? And I'm like, and this is my third year in college. They're looking at me, and they're like, what do you want to do with your life? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of a potato. And they're like, well, you have to do something. And we have some contacts in music, the movie industry, and I was going to be a stunt actor. I was all prepared to go to stunt acting school, work in the stunt business and stuff like that. And I was like signed up. I was like, that's what I was going to do. So get back to college. I wanted to finish my degree out, then that summer go to stunt acting school. I am also the community manager for my guild called GLG. So GLG was like, hey, you know what? Let's start advertising. Let's start recruiting. And what about the streaming business? And I was like, yeah, that's a thing. However, I was just kind of like, I had no interest in the stream at all. Like, no interest in streaming. Like, I saw Twitch and I was like, Twitch is pretty interesting. But obviously, I would look at all the high streamers and I'd be like, these people are absolute assholes. Like, they just are so egotistical. They're just all about themselves. And not every streamer, obviously. There's like, there's outliers and stuff like that. But the ones that I saw, it just made me kind of sick to my stomach. I was like, they're not really gamers. They're just people who are so egotistically about themselves. It just kind of made me sick. But so the admins were like, hey, Thor, maybe you should start streaming and try to get into it. And maybe you can get some people for the guild and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? Fine, whatever. I'll try it. So I was setting up my settings for streaming. I was sitting there. I had no shirt on. I was like 7 in the morning. I just got back from an early class that got canceled. I had a camera on me, and my buddy just happened to say, "Hey, listen, dude, there's a new MOBA out called Dawngate, and it's early. It's like in closed beta. Like you have to have a key to play it, and you should try it. You should really try it because it's actually really fun." And I was like, no. Absolutely not. I don't want to play that stuff. Get out of my face. And my buddy kept bugging me. He's like, just try it. Just do it. And it was my goofy friend too. And he kept bugging me. He like, just play it. I'm like, no. So finally, I sat down and put on my Twitch that I was gonna sit and play Dawngate. But I wasn't gonna play Dawngate. I was just like, whatever. So I happened to be pinging that I was playing Dawngate, but I was setting up my stream, and then Andy Z-Will, the community manager of Waystone, came onto my stream, and he's like, holy crap, you do look like Thor. And from there, it was just friendship. it was just friendship was magical. Like I didn't even play the game yet, and so I managed to procure about 200 codes for the guild and stuff like that, and for everybody. And from there, it's been a one-on-one communication just with the development team. Like I've from the very beginning, I've kind of like been a symbiotic relationship of where like I help them out, they help me out. It's just we just kind of talk, have that dialogue, and we just kind of we became friends, and I became friends with the development team. And I got to be honest with you, if it wasn't for the community and it wasn't for the developers, I probably wouldn't be here for Dawngate, just straight up, because it's a great game. It is a great game, and they put their heart and soul into it. However, for me, it's the community, number one. Number two, it's the Dawngate developer itself. So that is why I took the magical shiny coin, because just the people behind it, the passion, and that guy, and that freaking community. And like I said, I wasn't going to be a streamer. Like that's not what I was going to do with my life. But then
Shiny.
just exactly, and then you know what? Just a train came out of nowhere, it hit me, and then next thing you know, yeah, I'm here. I'm wearing a Dawngate shirt.
No, it's a pretty good story, and you know, you sound like you're pretty passionate about it, which is good. It's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's you know, it's a lot of people in your position. You know, a lot of people that don't get in that position. It's like, yeah, you're actually pretty lucky. You were just kind of like, hey, I'm here, right place, right time, and bam, wham, you got it.
Exactly. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're such a good themer." Themer? That's not a thing. I don't have a good themer. You're such a good streamer. I'm like, guys, no. I completely lucked into the position that I am now. I just happened to just get into it. So there's not like obviously I put a lot of hard work and passion into my stream, but there's a lot of luck that goes into it too. And like I said, I just happen to be in the right place at the right time.
Well, you're where you're at, and good on you, man.
And if you
Thanks,
guys
man.
subscribe now to, and I'm gonna put this out there, you guys go to Thor's channel, just go subscribe. You guys get some cool shit for subscribing. You guys get. Can I tell them, or is that known? Right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get a skin for a champion if you don't have the shaper. Sorry, wow. You get a skin
fine.
for a shaper. If you don't have the shaper, you automatically get it. I don't know which skin it is. I think it's a
Eidolon Nissa skin. Yeah.
Okay, Nissa skin. So, and then you get a award skin as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's just for being a sub. I mean, I'll take it. Yay, my first skin. Yes.
Subscriber
Chocobo
swag,
did
man.
sub. Yeah, Chocobo did sub. Yep.
So, but we're you know, of course, Dawngate is just, it's growing, guys. If you guys are not playing Dawngate, if you guys are not playing, oh, here, let me help you out, sir. If you guys are not playing Dawngate, if you guys are, you know, if you haven't tried it yet, go try it, dude. I mean,
It is. It's a fantastic game. Changes the MOBA series a little bit. It's got a lot to offer.
Indeed.
Whenever people are like, why'd you switch to Dawngate? I'm like, I played League for like 4 years, man. I did my time. I'm done with that.
Oh man.
Never again.
I feel you.
So like moving right along. What made you take the reins of being a jungler?
This is actually a good question. I get this question a lot. So I've never jungled in any other MOBA before. In fact, playing League and stuff like that, I was like, I hate jungling. Like I would never want to jungle. I just felt it was so
Same
lonely.
as me. That's hilarious, actually.
I have this weird like I feel like what role you play in MOBAs and for other like MMOs and stuff like that is based directly on like how you are as a person. Like if you care about your friends, you're going to be a support or whatever. But like it's obviously not to that grandeur, obviously. But to me, like I have this issue when I'm playing video games with my friends. I always feel like I'm supposed to be supporting them. That is kind of like my my niche, my role, my archetype. So jungling was just so out there. Like I never wanted to do it because I'm always too worried about how my friends are doing in a game. But right when I started playing Dawngate, we had a competitive, not a competitive, but we had a pretty serious group of guys in GLG that played Dawngate for the first time. And this is, again, right in the very beginning. And Waystone definitely like the high-level skill of players in the very, very beginning because it shaped what Dawngate is now. So back then, the matchmaking was even worse than it is right now. And so we always, like, if you had 3 or 4 Q, you got put against the best players like every single time. So so what we would do as GLG, we'd all like 5Q, get on TeamSpeak and play and stuff like that. And I just got shoehorned into the role of jungle. Like they're like, just figure it out. figure it out. Go, my son. So I had to play 5,000 games to figure out how exactly to play the jangles. So it's just something I got shoehorned into. They just told me to go do it because we already had a support player. In fact, can I link something in chat real fast?
Yes, you are. You can.
Cool. So if you go back October 6th, next month actually, my oldest Dawngate highlight is from October 6th, if you guys can believe that. And there was a old jungler called DNG Monkey. I don't think he plays anymore, but there was an old team called DNG, Dirt Nat Gaming, and DNG kind of this guy named Monkey was a prodigy. I think he was like 16 and he was in law school, already out of high school. The kid was a monster, and he was an absolutely fantastic jungle. And he kind of took me aside. He's like, Thor, you suck at jungling. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, you just suck. Let me help you out. So he sat me down and kind of talked to me, and then did a lot of advice or whatever. And lo and behold, just because of him, I was able to kind of get a little bit better. And then it's just kind of one of those things you just kind of keep playing and playing and playing. This highlight that I'm about to put in chat right here. Guys, remember the highlight I'm about to put in chat right now. This is me. If I say anything bad about this, say anything in this highlight. This is back when I wasn't going to be a streamer for anything. This isn't when I this is me just way back when. So anything that I say in this stream and stuff like that isn't obviously true. But yes. Oh no! Delete a link. Instantly got it. Got to see that highlight though.
He's signing the waiver right now. Don't hold it against him.
Yeah, signing signing the late waiver. But yeah. So we play against
Did he get
devs
deleted?
all the time. Yeah, he got like instantly
Oh, did
kicked.
he?
Moobot's kind of a one.
That's
He's
weird.
got a-
Mooey.
Yeah, I see it right
Moobot-
here.
Moobot's sassy.
I'll relink it. My bad. That's
You're fine. No big
That's
deal.
weird. You guys should
So,
check that out.
Yeah,
But
that is
basically, they took you and gave you a stick and said, "Hey, go poke monsters in the jungle."
pretty
Right.
much. I had no idea what
And
I was
for all you
doing.
girls out there, he's shirtless.
Yeah, that used to be a thing back in the day. To be fair, my apartment was so hot. Like that apartment, I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm
The
dying.
transformations of Thor.
Yeah, I'm dying. But yeah. So fun times. That was way back in the day. That was back when the map looked so different. It was crazy to see the kind of iterations the game has gone through from back in the day. It's always fun. But good times. Good times.
Well, we are going to take a few questions from chat real quick. And then right after that, we are going to get into, you guys do know, I know, League of Legends, sorry. But it is the road, yeah, Dreadnought, I know. It is the road to Worlds, guys. They are at the qualifier, or all the qualifiers and the seed matches are done. So we're going to get into that in a few minutes. So if you guys have any questions for GLG Thor, you guys can ask them right in chat anymore. But we're going to basically, Thor, and if you'd like to stay for the, it's going to be really quick. It's like 15 minutes and that's it.
Okay.
The League of Legends chat. We're not going to get into any of the, the rotating champions. We're not going to do that. We are going to qualify, see who made it to Worlds. Now, for this, you guys can go to this website right here. It's LOLesports.com. The world standings. Now we have 4 different groups for Worlds this year, just like every year. So we got A, B, C, and D. In Group A, we have AHQ Esports Club, Dark Passage, Samsung White, and Edward Gaming, which Group A is going to be one of the hardest groups to get through because of Samsung White and Edward Gaming. They're going to blow everybody away, so I think anyway. Group B,
Yeah,
Royal...
Koreans.
Yeah. Royal Club. In Group B, there's Royal Club, Taipei Assassins, SK Gaming, and Team Solo Mid. TSM. He is in Group A in Group B. Group C, Fnatic, Samsung Blue, OGN, and LMQ. There's another NA team in LMQ. Good luck, LMQ. Samsung Blue is going to eat your ass for dinner. And then in the final group, which is the group that everybody's going to be watching the most, Alliance, Cloud9, Kaboom Esports, and Najin White Shield. I really honestly think, and this is from me watching all the worlds and the hype and all that. What's going on, Janelle? How you doing? On all the all the hundreds of streams that I watched throughout the qualifiers and everything, I think Group D is going to be the hardest one, just because of the synergy that they have and the actual gameplay. They're very, very all challenger in solo queue, and I mean they're professionals. It's going to be some good play. So guys, check that out. That is going to be starting today. I probably messed it up already. Yeah, probably. It's all good. September 17th. So not today. In 3 days, it's going to be starting. Wednesday is going to be the World Preview Show at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And then it's going to go Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, until the Worlds are done. So you guys can check all that out. I mean, this is not going to be a huge segment. I just want to let you guys know what's going on. The few teams that did make it back into the LCS this year that were possibly going to get kicked out. Thor's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but whatever.
I like potatoes and shiny things.
Oh, no, if I've gotten anything from this call,
Shiny.
Thor loves potatoes.
Oh, no.
It's like potato this, potato that, potato this. It's like...
So, go ahead.
Go TSM, because that's the only people I know personally, I guess.
So,
I don't know.
who does get to stay in the LCS? Now, Copenhagen Wolves, if you guys know them, it's an older team. They played H2 Gaming from the Challenger scene. They did win. So they do get to stay in the European LCS this year, or for next year, 2015. Now, the two teams that I was really looking at and really watched really closely was CLG and Team Curse, or Curse Academy, sorry. CLG did win it by a nut hair. I mean, literally. They were down 2-0. They came back, won 3 games in a row to beat Curse Academy from getting into the LCS. So the CLG actually gets to stay in for next year. So be looking for them to acquire some new coaching for the house, not have their coach be in Korea. Is definitely a help. And then if you guys know the Gambit Gaming, I believe that's the old Moscow 5 versus SK Prime. Gambit Gaming is able to stay in the EULCS as well. So there is one more game, and yeah, I'm a bad host and I didn't get it. So sorry. But that's all for you guys. Can watch all that. You guys can go to twitch.tv/Riot Games. Watch all those. It starts Wednesday at 4 p.m. But for now, we're just going to bullshit. You guys know this is the Sunday Dose. We talk a whole bunch of shit no matter what it is, regardless. And now we have somebody else to help us talk shit. So, hey, 3. It's awesome. Let's talk, guys. You guys have any more questions for Thor? By all means, say them in chat. We do got about 10 minutes-ish. Little under 10 minutes left on the show, so we can actually just talk and
God, I was just sitting here, and Thor has long hair, and it makes me miss when I had long hair. Oh man, no, dude, you have no idea. Like, I used to have hair like down to like the small of my back, dude, and it's just like I'm sitting here washing your hair, and it's like I miss it.
That hairdo. That hairdo.
Hair hype, man.
It's super good. It's funny. I look like a chubby. If you take an orange and then you take a credit card and then you put the credit card inside the orange. That's what I look like with short hair. I have like a weird fat face with a skinny little hairdo that has a weird cow look. So you'll never see with me with short hair. I look super weird. So long hair is here to stay, folks. I'm not gonna. It's bad. It is super bad. Oh man, it is
Sometimes
bad.
I regret my decision of losing mine.
Yeah.
oh man,
But I feel the same way about you do with your hair about my face. I can't have a clean shaven face. It drives me insane.
yeah.
Okay.
Plug. I'm the different. With long hair, I'm so used to having. I shaved my head for years, and then now I start growing it out. I'm like, no. Take it off.
It's like me with long hair. I'm sitting back here like, you had hair?
But then I just do this.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's always a good feeling.
It just decided to grow the other way.
Dude, I almost died, man. It was funny. Don't. But you guys can check GLG Thor out on twitch.tv/G Thor DG. It's THORDG. If you guys are listening to the podcast, and just go check him out. Give him a shot. Try the game out. Give it a shot. I guarantee. If you have any questions, you can ask any of us for the game itself. You can ask Thor. Go onto his stream. Of course, you can also tweet us at, of course, me. Wow, I'm like tongue-tied like a sumbitch today. Me at Obi1X2, Thor at GLG_Thor, and at Dreadnought3447. Or you guys can leave us a voicemail. We will get these from Yogi 206-415-4987, and just tell us what you think. Yeah, just tell us what you think. You guys we're going to be on Geeky Antics. Make sure you guys go ahead and check out geekyantics.net as well. That's the wonderful website that Mr. Zilla has set up for everybody in the community, and for everybody just to BS together. Bullshit's a strong word, but you know what I mean.
Strong. Super strong. Oh, man.
I would say we're all adults here, but I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Huh? Yeah.
Just a quick question for you guys. What would you guys, as people in chat can chime in on that, what would you guys want to see in Dawngate? Like, it's always good for like Waystone to get their, their market out there. What would you personally, if this feature came out to Dawngate tomorrow, you would be like, oh my gosh.
For me, I would have to say, like, what we said before. I would really like to see the ranking system or the queuing system, just better. An Obi1X2 shaper would be awesome. Give me a lightsaber and just let me go to town. I mean, that's fine. Just the all around to where if I'm in a higher elo, I know I'm not going to be stuck with bronzies. That kind of thing, which I've done it before where on the other end of the aspect where I'm a bronze and I've gotten stuck with a diamond player or a platinum player when I solo queue. There's just some of the things, if you guys can fix that, I will love you to death.
Cool.
For me, I have to agree. It'd probably be the queuing system, because way too often do I have games where it's like I get in there and they're all just like, oh, this is my first or second game, and I'm like, how are you in your first and second game queued up with someone who has, a decent kind of rank and has about 200 games under his belt? I don't get that. Like,
it's just all algorithms, though.
I've played 200 games, around 200 something games, and I'm almost gold. Because, like I said, I've been climbing like crazy recently. I'm almost gold. So how did I get stuck with someone who's only played like 1 or 2 games?
It's the part of the queuing system, man. It's really messed up right now, and with what was said earlier with the algorithms and everything that, there's so much that actually goes into you go on, log on the game, and just hit play, solo queue, and then it finds a match for you. Everything that's going in the background, they have to admit, okay, we have GLG Thor, we have Obi1X2, we have Dreadnought, we have such and such, we have Dolt, we have Yogi, we have all these people. Okay, now we're gonna check out what are their elos. Now we're gonna check out what is this, and then there's so many things that's going on. They're gonna fix it, hopefully.
Well, I don't want people to think I'm being an elitist or anything, but against new players or anything, it's just like it'd be great if I got matched against people who had similar kind of rating and kind of amount of games under their belt. That way it's more even field, because sometimes you go in there and those players, you get stomped because the early game advantage from somebody taking advantage of somebody who's not so experienced, and then it's like I can tell cat eye. I can tell also, man, the floppy arms, crazy. But I can also tell on the opposite end when an enemy team has inexperienced people, and it's like it kind of takes a little bit from the game. It does.
Well, go ahead, Thor.
No, sorry, I was just No, I agree. That has to be a thing. That has to be definitely. Indeed.
That was it.
Yeah, no, I'm
I was
sorry,
waiting for a long ass comment. I was like, okay.
I got distracted by Azeri in chat. Sorry. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, Dreadnought. I think there needs to be a thing that separates. But again, you're running the risk of separating the queue again. The more we separate, however, it does. It needs to be. Yogzilla said hit on the small user base point, but there needs to be something. Something has to be done, and I think. I think once the player base shoots back up the where it should be, I think a lot of those issues will be worked out. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Well, and like you said too, that the player base is so low right now that the matchmaking system really has no choice sometimes.
That's true. Sometimes it has to look for a filler because queue time may go high if it tries not to, and then last thing you want is people complaining about like 20 to 30 minute queues because they couldn't find the right people. So
Indeed.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is about the end of the Sunday Dose. We really want to appreciate Thor for coming on and waking up early, even though without coffee. Really appreciate that. Guys, we just want to make sure that the gang is growing on YouTube and Twitch. You guys can check us out on youtube.com/Geeky Antics and twitch.tv/Geeky Antics, which is this channel right here. We're growing like crazy, guys. We just started the YouTube page here shortly. We're over 100 subs, which is awesome. You guys keep hitting us up, guys. It really helps out. Big shout outs to the Gaming Death Podcast over at the gang, geekyantics.net. They'll be over at Twitch at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Thursdays at twitch.tv/Gaming Death. And hopefully they're simulcasting or being hosted on Geeky Antics as well. And then, of course, you guys know on Thursday nights we have the live show, Horseplay Live, and we talk about a whole bunch of crazy shit. Yeah, if you guys missed this past Thursday's show, you guys can check it out on allgames.com, 5 p.m. on Thursdays. You guys need to hear it. It's really funny. We had a really good show. And, of course, Timey-Wimey Tea Time, Pixelated Pints. You guys, new shows, you guys check those out as well. Please write us at mail@geekyantics.net or leave us a voicemail again at 206-415-4987. Guys, we're looking for bumpers for all of our shows. So you guys, if you guys want to say something, shout us out a bumper. By all means, we're going to be using those and making some really cool intros for our talk shows. So guys, give us that. And of course, we'll, just like every other week, we'll make sure that we give shout outs. And if you guys do send us an email or a voicemail, we'll try to get it right online or right on the air. You guys can also help us out and check out some other podcasts, some other great podcasts on allgames.com. Cat and Fox, A Worthy Opponent, 42 Level 1, Gaming History 101, the B-Team Podcast, R9 Cast, Knuckleballer Radio, Zombie Cast, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Cast, which the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show is starting in 2 weeks, guys. So, guys, yeah, I'm going to be on that show. So, we're going to be talking about some agents. Of course, we got, what were the agents? I don't even remember them anymore, but it's okay. Sega Nerds and the Castubrous Doctor Who podcast, all on the gang.com, allgames.com network and other places. Good geeky goodness can be found. Wow. Let them know that Obi and Dreadnought sent you. You can even throw a door in there. Hey, Thor said me to come over here. But you guys can go over there, check them out, hit allgames.com/chat, and just join the chat. Guys, thank you very much to GLG Thor for being here today and just giving us some of his infinite wisdom on the Dawngate game and community, of course. Thor, is there anything else that you would like to say to your fans or just anybody that's going to be listening?
Yeah, sounding off. So right off the bat, I want to say thank you guys so much for the viewers that came out and support you guys. That I know it was early for you guys, but guys, thank you so much. Epilemos and Dole, dude, Chocobo, King Tanner, all you guys out there. I know I probably met a couple of them. Mobile Lycos, dude, thank you so much for waking up and doing this. That means so much. I talked to Obi-Wan a little bit about this earlier, but I'm very weary on who I do co-streams with and who I help out and stuff like that because it's just something I've been screwed over in the past. And Obi-Wan has kind of the I say Obi-Wan, I think of Star Wars all the time. But anyway, sorry. Obi-Wan has the passion, and so does Dreadnought. They actually are really, really good people, and I highly implore you guys to check them out because I've done my research. I did my research on them and stuff like that, and and they're really good. They're awesome. They're really good people. And I am so blessed to be able to come on and do this for you guys. And thank you so much for having me. It was a great time. You guys are great. You guys are great. You good people. I like your faces. And I really appreciate that, guys. And I wish more people in the industry would have the kind of passion that you guys have. So again, thank you so much.
Well, I like your hair and you like my beard, so we're even.
And thank you for being a good people as well. It's great.
Good people.
No, it made for good conversation. You know, I like it. It makes the show lively, having somebody on here who's energetic, you know, and passionate about the topics we're talking about. Somebody who kind of has a little bit of insight into the topics we talk about too. You know, even though you have to be hush hush, but hey, it's what it is. But hey, it's
definitely. But
so
again,
thank you, sir, for being here.
No worries, man. Glad to do it. Glad to do it.
You guys go ahead, check him out, twitch.tv/ThorDG. I think he is going to be streaming today after the show here. So let's go play some Dawngate.
About sleeping.
Dreadnought. Oh, is he? Are you going to sleep, Thor?
Yeah, I'm gonna be sleeping. I'm gonna be sleeping after this. I have a lot of planning to do for my stream. Thor's cute. I follow. So I have a lot of planning to do for my stream, like sub wars and all that kind of good stuff. I have some really cool things in the work for my viewers. Likewise, I might stream tonight. And while I'm giving out sub codes to everybody,
they're fighting over you, dude.
Oh gosh. Oh lordy.
We got Doped, which is a guy in your stream, and then you have a hot chick that says I want him. So your choice.
Man, wowza. I mean, Janelle, I don't know how good your laser eye surgery is, but Dope is amazing with that goose. So you might have to show me. You might have to show me a little something. How well do you play the MOBAs? Because Dope is a great goose player. He gets my jimmies rustled, if you know what I'm talking about. but I'll let Janelle have her say.
I've already decided I'm gonna always play Kel when I'm playing with Thor.
This is my forest. Oh gosh.
Oh god.
Oh, that's my name. Oh no.
I know. I just thought that too. But anyway, for everybody, Thor, again, thank you for coming, sir, and you are always welcome. We need to have you back here, even if it's once every couple months, just to get some talking into you. And of course, again, Dawngate, Waystone community guys, Waystone Games. You too. You were invited as well. I would really love to get some knowledge, from you guys, just because of the game. That is it, guys. My name is Obi1X2. We have Dreadnought 3447. Dreadnought 3447, and our special guest GLG Thor. This is it. Sunday Dose. See you next week, guys. Peace.
Peace. Bye.
That was awesome.
Oh, great show. Very good.
Nice. I enjoyed it. Guys. Scuba enjoyed it.
Hopefully something worth being done. I got a bed.
Oh yeah, of course. You guys got the passion.
Yeah, I try. I'm trying to do as many tricks as I can with my face being all messed up and all that.
I feel you. It's gotta be rough.